Hey there, campers. Camping, camping, camping. Say Camp Judge 2019 here, coming to you outside of Clinton, Oklahoma at the RV Express RV Park. Just want to give you a review of the park and the service. We pulled into the Holiday Inn Express and we were looking for registration location. We had a little trouble finding it. Once we found it, we went into the building and the 3 employees that were in there working sent us to the front desk of the hotel to register. We went over to the front desk of the hotel to register, and they said, well, you're supposed to register over there. And we said, well, they told us to come over here and register or whatnot. And one of the employees kind of seemed he was a little frustrated about it, and he said to the other lady that was at the front desk, go ahead and register them, whatever. So we registered, and they told us where the best sites in the park were to get good Wi-Fi service, and that was about it. So we drove down and we pulled into the first site we seen on the front of the park there, and we hooked up, and we couldn't get any Wi-Fi service at all. The cable box didn't give us any channels. Threw the antennas up, try to get some antenna TV, nothing. So we moved around to a couple more. In the end, it was 3 total sites before we decided that we would drive back up to the hotel and see what the issue was. After calling, and they said, well, you can rent a cable box. It's $100 deposit, and then when you return the box in the morning, you get your deposit back. So we drove back up there to get one of those, and we went into the registration location that the signs had originally said, where they prompted us to go to the front desk the first time, and she said, well, we don't have any cable boxes. All the cable boxes are rented out to guests already, and we have more on order, but they're just not in yet. And well, we wanted to speak to a manager at that point, and she said, well, I am the manager. And we're like, well, if you're the manager, why did you send us to the front desk in the hotel to register when this is the place to register? And she didn't really have an answer to that. So after that debacle, we did find out that it was $100 to rent the box plus a deposit, and then you can take the box down to the campground and hook it up and get your channels or whatever. That didn't seem right to me. The campsite itself was $40 plus taxes and fees, which turned out to be $48. And then they said, well, you know, the boxes are $100 plus a deposit, and it's double the price of the campsite just to watch TV for one night. That didn't make sense at all. Turned out that was a manager, and she was kind of rude and whatnot. Like the first time we talked to her when she sent us to the front desk, she was kind of rude and very imprudent. But we're like, whatever. So at that point, we figured this would be the last time we stay here. So we went back down to the campgrounds or whatever, and I hooked back up at the 4th different site. Still not getting any Wi-Fi, cable, anything. I ended up pulling 2 channels on the antenna, but that was the 4th try. And then got settled in or whatever, and everything was hooked up. Turned the water on, and I have a filter. We got one of those 3-month filters or whatever you hook on, and it'll run 3 months worth of water before you got to change it out. I turned the water on, and it was immediately brown. I ran the water for 45 straight minutes, and it barely cleared up to the point where it still wasn't. I wouldn't ingest it, I can tell you that for sure. I don't even know if I'm going to shower in it tomorrow. But service right from the beginning, just crap. Rude, lazy, kind of offstandish. Not kind of, really offstandish. And then the runaround. But the money was paid, and we were going to settle in. It was a real windy day coming off the highway. Had a little troubles on the highway because of the wind and the semis and whatnot. But and to be honest with you, the only reason we pulled off was to just get out of the weather, and we figured, you know, anything's better than risking the safety on the highway. So we got off, and here we are. Bad water, no Wi-Fi, can't pull TV antenna channels, which isn't the park's fault at all, but bad service. Great little park. And going back to the cable boxes, they said that all the other campers that were in the park had the cable boxes already. And I guess after hooking up the last time there, you know, noticing, I looked around the park, whatever, and just to see, you check your surroundings out pretty good, you know, when you pull into a campsite. Just want to know who you're camping next to. 5 or 6 campsites, I believe it was. They all had pretty new pull behind or fifth wheel campers in them. They all looked like they were hooked up to water and electricity. None of the lights were on any of them. No vehicles outside of any of them, and they looked like the foliage from the trees had kind of overtaken their park spots and whatnot. And you know, you could tell that they were, I call them faux campers. What they do is they put them in these campgrounds. Probably the owner maybe owns every single one of these units that are campers and fifth wheels, puts them in there to make it look like there's people camping, and then you'll come in and you know, be a little more apt to want to camp there. Well, turns out there's not one camper in this park. We are the only ones in here. There's a good 30, probably 30 sites. Really nice nice little park. It's got good trees, good pavement all the way around, good grass. There's picnic tables and whatnot, but completely mismanaged. No service at all. No park attendant. And, water was really bad. Just an all-around bad experience. I camped at a lot of sites. You know, in the last year I've been at, I'm gonna have to say, probably camped at 50 to 60 different campgrounds. And out of all the campgrounds we've been through, state parks, national forests, Walmart parking lots, even rest areas sometimes, were better than this as far as options go. No security, kind of shoved back in the middle of nowhere, but right behind the hotel, but far enough back to where even a good camera wouldn't get any security or any viewing advantage over anything. So you're at your own risk here, and depending on any service, don't even think about it. If I ever come back through the area, or if I was driving down the highway and I had an emergency where I had to pull over and camp or stay or do anything, I would completely avoid the hotel and the campground, and I'd probably stay on the side of the road before I stayed here. And you know, things like this, these campgrounds, whatever, they're good if you need them, but I don't say anybody would need this. You know, I mean, you're paying for a service, and you get what you pay for in most cases. But in this case, we got a lot less than what we paid for. You know, I've stayed at a lot of cheaper parks that cost way less, that offered way more. So, if I had the choice to stay on the side of the road or stay here ever again, I would probably sleep on the side of the road. Like I said, it was Clinton, Oklahoma, at the RV park in the Holiday Inn Express. Buyer beware. Don't camp if you don't have to. There are state parks around the area. You can find them. They're better. Stay away. I would stay away. I'm never coming back, and if anybody ever asks me if I've ever stayed there, I'm going to tell them, yeah, I have, and it's the worst. So just want to give you a little heads up on that. Thank you, and enjoy camping.